Everybody, we ready now? Shall we please put our cell phones on silent and be ready? Thank you.
Good morning, Mrs. Kakan.
Good morning, Chairperson and the commissioners.
Good morning. Please place yourselves on record so we can hear your names.
Thanks, Commissioners. Good morning. My name is Sibusiso Nkosi. I'm from Nkosi SP Inc. I'm acting on behalf of Mr. Malach, the witness for today.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Ms. Reski. My initials are MM, and I'm counsel for Mr. Malachi.
Also, you will be speaking to us, or who will be speaking?
He will be leading.
He will be.
Commissioner.
Okay, Commissioner, maybe let me clarify that for a second. She was only engaged from yesterday, but just for the proceedings of today, I will be leading for today only.
All right.
Yes.
No,
Thanks, Commissioners.
thank you. I'm trying to remember your rank, Mr. Malachi. You are director, eh? Direct. Good morning, Director Malachi. Yes. Last time, did we say you were excused or not really? We did. Perhaps let's take the oath again. Do you swear that the evidence you are going to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? If so, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God." Your mic is off.
So help you, God.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you, Chairperson. Ordinarily, we'll start with the evidence of Mr. Malachi to continue. However, I've been advised by Mr. Nkosi that they intend to raise an issue about, which seems to be a postponement.
My apologies.
Yes, Chair. And that discussion commenced yesterday, but I believe he is going to maybe address the commission about that postponement.
Mr. Nkosi.
Thanks, Commissioners. Commissioners, yes, indeed. Thanks, Commissioners. Yes, indeed, we had some engagements with the gentleman leading evidence yesterday, and also with some other people involved in the commission to assist in facilitating the process, including the instructing attorneys. Commissioners, with all due respect, we had serious predicament when we were assisting Mr. Malach to obviously prepare for the proceedings of today. And well, I saw the email when I was trying to negotiate an agreement, at least for these proceedings of today, to adjourn, because we are quite certain that the issues that we're going to bring before this commission are genuine and are quite substantive for us to be given an indulgence, especially serving in the best interest of Mr. Malach and the commission as well. So the long and short part of it, Commissioners, we are humbly seeking an indulgence for today, and we are ready to give submissions why we're requesting that indulgence.
Please do, because thus far you have not stated any grounds. Please do so.
Commissioners, after the evidence of Mr. Malach, I think it was the 9th of April this month, we noted that, of course, there were some questions which were posed to him. And from our own observation, we noted that commissioners were quite not happy. It was our own view as we were assessing the testimony and what transpired on that day. Of course, Mr. Malachi has been given now the second chance just to give the supplement or supplementary statement, just to clear whatever that came previously. But as we were watching, Commissioner, we noted that Mr. Malachi, our client, was constantly referred to some certain bundle of documents, which we were not in possession of at the time when we were assisting him at that time. Of course, we understand the protocol.
Sorry, just to be sure of the timing, when you were assisting him at what stage exactly or when exactly?
We assisted him briefly when he appeared for the first time, but he came alone, of course. Obviously, we didn't anticipate what will transpire when he was giving testimony. But he also gave us an instruction for an advice, especially on what transpired after he gave testimony, commissioners.
Or just to make sure that taking everything one step at a time.
Correct.
You also referred to documents that you did not have at the time you assisted him. That from your last response being a reference to before he came to testify. But my understanding is that witnesses get bundles of documents before they come to testify, with a few exceptions, when certain documents, which are usually not that bulky, will be given during the testimony of the witness, or sometimes even a day or so before the witness testifies. So when you refer to documents that you did not have, what exactly are you referring to? Because it can't be the bundles that the witness would ordinarily have received before coming to testify here.
Commissioners, the documents that I'm referring to, as I was informed by Mr. Malachi, these are the documents which the commission referred to, which were in possession of the commission at the time when he was giving testimony previously. And just to make sure that I understand correctly, I wrote an email, commissioners, it was the 13th of April, where I was very clear to say, I am requesting, among other things which I've indicated in the email, I requested the commission to furnish the documents which I am talking about and which we were not in possession of. I consulted with Mr. Malachi, and it could transpire, commissioners, that indeed he was not in possession. I'm specifically referring to those that he was being referred to when he was giving testimony. It was the 13th of April. Of course, Commissioner, there's quite a lot which transpired after that, because soon after I have communicated through that email, Mr. Malachi received a confirmation from this commission to say, we have allowed you to have access to your workplace, because one of the issues, and which was quite making things difficult for him to give proper answers, that he was not getting the documents that he needed from his workplace. We are all aware, commissioners, is on suspension and is currently undergoing a disciplinary process there. And I must safely indicate, commissioners, that after noting the permission that he was granted to go to his workplace, he obtained whatever documents that he could. Though he had some predicaments, and I think it's fair that I must indicate this, because when Mr. Malachi is in management, and all along he's been working through the assistance, especially when it comes to admin issues, because it's a question of throwing some emails, some of which were not specifically written by him, but from his instructions while he was still in active service at work. But I was astonished to learn that the people that are supposed to help him are being threatened to be charged. But anyway,
What we have always said to witnesses are I'm not sure if we said it to Mr. Malachi, but I would be surprised if we didn't, is that if a witness wants information from their employer and they encounter difficulties, they must seek the assistance of the evidence leaders, and that there's no way that they will not get whatever it is they are looking for.
Commissioners, I'm taking that point. It's quite valid and it's reasonable. What I'm indicating, it's within that short period of time. The 14th of April, Commissioners, was on Tuesday. And then I advised him to say, okay, much as you are having challenges, but at least you've got access.
Tuesday, the other week.
Yes, that other week. I said, in as much as you are having challenges.
And from then, or before then,
Yes.
or shortly before then,
Yes.
Mr. Malachi would have had the documents that, or at least the bulk of them, that were used during his testimony, or not?
No. From my understanding, as I consulted with him, he was not in possession of that. He only
But
saw
on the day of testifying,
No, except being referred on that time, but he never went back with the hard copies or the document of that sort. He was only, as I was informed by him, Commissioner, he was only referred to those documents and it ended to that. That's why I wrote an email after having a consultation with him to say, furnish us with those documentation, as it pleases, Commissioners.
yes, please continue.
Yes, Commissioner. So after that, in that week of the 14th, as I indicated, Commissioners, I just requested him to try as much as he can, which he tried, Commissioners. I must safely say that because he has been constantly indicating to me that as the day goes, I'm able to get some documents there and there, though I'm having some...
Did he seek the assistance of the evidence leaders, as I believe I would have indicated he should?
Commissioner, he did not seek the evidence. What we agree...
If I'm mistaken, Director Malachi will correct me, but I would be surprised. I always say that especially to witnesses who need documents.
Commissioner,
There will be some who just say they want to supplement their statements.
Commissioners...
And just a minute.
Okay, sorry. For
And
that,
we
Commissioner.
grant them leave to do so. But with witnesses who require or who need documents, and especially those who are on suspension, I always say, if you encounter any difficulties, seek the assistance of the evidence leader. So I would be very surprised if I did not say the same to Director Malachi. Please continue.
Let me address that point, Commissioners. It's not that he was unable to get documents at all. It was going to be easy for him when he liaised with the people that he worked with. But it's not that he was getting zero. He was getting documents and he was indicating to me. And that's not really the main issue why we're bringing this postponement application. He managed to source some documents and which were able to assist us when we were trying to assist him anyway. What I'm trying to indicate, Commissioners, is that when the week of the 14th came to an end, the Saturday, of course, we have to recollect the information and see how far we are. And Commissioners, at that time, I'm requesting the Commission to have an understanding that we don't have a subpoena by that time, though we are aware that it is imminent, it might come anytime. That week, starting on the 20th, Commissioner, I had an engagement with him. And at that time, Commissioners, we were preparing for an internal disciplinary hearing which was scheduled for Friday. Noting that we might run
Last Friday.
last Friday. The week started last week on Monday. Of course, Commissioners, these matters find us when we are attending to other prearranged matters. It's not a secret, but it's not, we always prioritize the work of this commission, noting the importance of it and the extent of which we are required to cooperate just to assist the commission in doing its work. Monday 20th, we're noting that because we haven't obtained mainly the documents that we requested and we are running out of time, we don't want to find ourselves running when the commission say come next week and give your testimony.
Can you be specific? What documents do you require or did you require?
Commissioner, it's
Please itemize them.
there were emails, there were some statements, though I didn't get a chance, but I was coming to that, Commissioner. If the commission can allow me to address, I'll come to that point. When we realized we don't have time, Commissioners, we were giving the effort, and I must say, Commissioners, that Mr. Malachi has been very much active, showing us that he wants to meet whatever deadline. He did not want to be caught napping. It's not that he was keeping quiet. Yes, I was a busy man, but I was, helping in as much as I can. Now, noting that we're not going to have enough time, Commissioners, I must say this. I request the city to say, we understand there's an ongoing disciplinary process, and we understand that we need to prioritize it. But remember that you have also not once, not twice, you've requested us to give you an indulgence to accommodate the activities or the directives of this commission. I can safely say that Mr. Spies, who testified in this commission, requested us in the internal disciplinary process through the representative of the city for an indulgence to postpone the disciplinary hearing in order to accommodate the proceedings of this commission. And Commissioner, we're quite, well aware that of the importance of and the agency thereof to make sure, this process is being finalized. We don't have an issue. Say it's okay, go and attend there. But now, why I'm bringing this point, Commissioner, when it is our turn to ask for the same favor so that we accommodate this commission, we don't just get an objection. It's a vehement objection to say, you're not going to see that. I take the case from the city.
Whom?
From the city. Okay, I will say through their representatives, but
all right.
it's the city. I've got proof here, Commissioner.
Was there no postponement on Friday?
There was no postponement. I made a substantive request through an email after having made a telephone call, negotiated. On Tuesday, I requested that postponement. It is rejected. I don't have an option after consult because I'm getting frustrated. We don't have time.
When is Director Malachi supposed to appear?
On Friday the 24th, Commissioners.
We are past that date now. I'm asking, when is he supposed to appear there?
In the hearing?
Yeah. When next?
It will be May. It was adjourned to May. I can check, but I think it's the second.
I don't think we need to go into any detail about that then. If that's passed. And
Commissioner, the reason why I'm raising that point is to show that we were at all time trying to negotiate for time, but we were not given that time, and then we didn't have enough time. And why I'm raising these, Commissioners, is that we had to go and give a specific attention to this internal disciplinary process, which we are being rejected to get an indulgence. Even if we made an official postponement application, they just rejected us. On Friday, Commissioners,
What's the point for our purposes? What's the point for our purposes?
The point is that we only got the subpoena on Friday after the proceedings of the internal disciplinary proceedings have adjourned this last Friday. And Commissioner, I'm sure you are all aware, it's a long weekend, but we still gave some time, 1 or 2 days during the long weekend, to prepare for the supplementary statement. We received it in the afternoon. And coincidentally, I was not feeling well, but I worked, Commissioner. I've got proof of that effect. And then over the weekend, I think we had Saturday or Monday just to assist Mr. Malachi to craft the statement. But it transpired that we still don't have that bundle which we requested on the 13th.
I think I must go back to my question. Can you please itemize the documents that you are complaining about? Please give us, because it's quite crucial. The nature of the documents is quite crucial for the determination of your request or application. Because, for example, off the top of my head, I remember that Director Malachi said he never gave any instruction to Major Piri to do anything with regard to the ad hoc appointments. Major Piri showed us emails which he interprets to mean that Director Malachi actually did give him instructions with regard to ad hoc appointments. I'm just giving that by way of example to make the point that to go through, you can't even take more than 1 minute to go through those emails.
Commissioner,
so please hear me out.
Please
hear me out.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you are given to responding whilst I'm talking.
My apologies.
Yes, the point I'm making there is to say specificity with regard to the nature of the documents is necessary because depending on the nature, we may be able to say from such and such a date, whatever the date you receive the documents on, you should have been able to go through those documents. You should have been able to consult with the Director Malachi on those documents. I'm just giving that one example to say less than 1 minute to read. If you give us all of them, maybe we will be able to engage you on all of them. Please itemize them.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner, there's a document which we received only yesterday. It's appearing on the bundle that we received from the Commissioner. It's 418-page document, which Mr. Malachi...
What's its nature?
It's the tender document, TMPD 2, 2015 of 2016. The main document in which the crux of the testimony of Mr. Malachi was based when he was giving testimony previously. It's here, it's in our possession. It was only given to us in the midday of Tuesday, a day before yesterday, Commissioners. And of course, when we had a quick browse on it, it was after we have already submitted the supplementary statement.
And you say it's what? 400 pages?
It's the document.
400 plus, you say?
It's got 418 pages documents, Commissioners.
And you say that's the tender document itself?
That is the tender documents, and like I said, Commissioners.
But I don't know. Of course, I'm still going to give Mr. Skakane an opportunity to respond. But I would be surprised that for purposes of Mr. Malachi's testimony, there will be a need to traverse a tender document from beginning to end. I would be very, very surprised.
Commissioners, there were questions about this tender, which were at quite length posed to Mr. Malachi. And when we were doing the...
I'm making a different point.
Commissioners, yes?
Yes, surely there would have been questions relating to certain aspects of the tender.
Yes.
But my point is I would be very surprised if the tender document itself, the nitty-gritty of the tender document itself will be dealt with from page 1 to page 418.
Well,
I'll be But as I say, we'll hear what Mrs. Kakane says as to the purpose. I'm looking at your face. You
Well, Commissioner, I must say I'm very stressed. I'm getting stressed.
yes, you do
It's
look
a common
stressed.
practice
Yes.
that if there's a quite voluminous document which is presented, you need to look into the documents.
Okay.
This allegation.
That's all right. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
That's the first one. Yeah.
Yes, and then now there is also the other paginated document, again, which was submitted late. It's 122 pages. It talks about the statements of Rivos Peace. It talks about the statement of Sean Boles. There are also transcripts that are involved,
Just no, one at a time. So a 122-page document talking
Yes.
about Spies and Paul Hayes.
Yes.
Their testimony.
Yes, their statement, the testimony, the transcript. There's also a copy of the CDR. And commissioners, I must say, we never got a chance to have a...
The last thing you said, is that a separate document which we must...
yes, it's a separate document.
Can you please articulate it again?
Okay, can I start from the beginning,
No,
commissioners?
we've got the others.
There's copy of the CDR trying to
The
contact...
tender, the 418-page tender document.
Yes.
Was the third document you mentioned, the CDR Tswane
Trying contact analysis, yes.
Okay.
There's also contact summary.
Just, please.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Contract analysis. And, okay, that's number 3. Number 4?
Number 4, well, it's not really much. It's going to be contact summary plus cell phone number index. It's not really much, 2 pages for that. But yes, but in essence, the document has got 122 pages. Commissioners, in the...
What else?
In the early hours of, I think it was, I'm quickly browsing to that email. Commissioners, just a second. There's an email which I received from Diale Mukhashwa attorneys this morning. It was almost 12 o'clock, but I saw it in the early hours of the morning, where they were addressing the same point which we are addressing now, the issue of the outstanding documents. But what is very surprising...
So a response.
A response to the instructing attorneys. Now, there's a paragraph which is also upsetting us, because in that email, after having addressed our concerns and they responded, they are saying kindly we hereby provide the link containing additional documents, and they give us the link. And we saw this email in the early hours of the morning. I can even safely say, commissioners, we have not even been able to look into what is being attached in the email which they sent at 23:52 yesterday, just before 12 o'clock. That serves as another indication, commissioners, that we are not prepared, because if there are some other documents that are still going to be produced at the last hour, when we should have already prepared and finalized our preparations for these proceedings, it becomes a problem. And commissioners, the fact that it's a link, because I tried to download this document, I was just struggling. But anyway, I had to prepare to come to this commission as well. It shows that the document might be quite voluminous as well. We haven't read, and I believe they wouldn't have just sent us the document if there was no purpose in sending it to us. Of course, commissioners, I think it will be fair for Mr. Malach to be afforded that opportunity to look into what has been sent through there. And Commissioner, another quite aspect which I need to indicate while I'm on that In total, these documents are just over 600 pages, excluding these ones which have been sent this morning. And we saw the need, through the instruction of Mr. Malachi, of course, because there was quite a number of things to do, to engage the council, to say, let's get the second opinion on how we can fast track this issue going forward, which is why the council accompanied me today, and we formed the legal team for Mr. Malachi, just to fast track the process and make things easy. She's still gonna go through the documents and see what is happening and give the inputs. In fact, commissioners, I can safely say that the statement which was submitted on Monday, it was not to our satisfaction, and even for the satisfaction of Mr. Malachi. We were under extreme pressure, but of course, commissioners, we understood Mr. Malachi's concern, because he did not want to find himself on the wrong side of the Commission's directive, even though it transpired that we are not ready to submit the statement. But he just insisted, and we understood his frustration, of course, to say, at least because we've got something to submit, let's do that to respect and comply with the directive of the Commission, even though the subpoena and the directive was given right towards the close of business on Friday when it was a long weekend and so on, but at least let's submit something to make it a point that we submit, Commissioner. And Commissioner, honestly, really, we are not prepared, and Mr. Malachi is also not prepared, and I don't think the Commission will suffer prejudice. We're just asking a reasonable time. We're going to bend ourselves, Commissioners, to make it a point that we come back with a very well-informed statement, fully prepared, and make it a point that we give the information that is required. And Commissioners, this is to the benefit of the Commission as well, because we might have very valid inputs which we are not aware at this stage, which will assist the Commissioners in, making its correct finding and making the work of the Commission to be quite easy, Commissioner. So, based on that, Commissioners, I can add, I see my council is also taking some notes, but it's a humble request, Commissioners. We are not prepared. I mean, we are humbly requesting to be afforded an opportunity. We will come back within reasonable time. We promise we're going to try our utmost best to make it a point that we come back ready. We understand it's the testimony of Malachi, but he definitely needs to be advised. We've got all the documentation as we speak now, and I'm sure it will be quite easier going forward to help him have a final and a full preparation properly, so that he gives a very informed, evidence before this Commission. Those are my submissions for now. Otherwise, I will address the Commissioners at a later stage if it's necessary.
On a light note, there has been somewhat of a refrain that you grudgingly had to work over a long weekend. I was a practitioner once, and for many years, those are the hazards of legal practice. I also had to work over weekends, work into the early hours of the morning, 3 a.m. during the week, and, hazards of the profession. So you should not be grudging over that.
Commissioner, I'm in full agreement with that. Of course, I'll have to mention it in passing. It's not a normal day. I'm not well, I'm from the doctor, I'm on medication and all those things.
No,
but
I heard you,
yes.
I heard you, and as I
As
say,
a business
it's
commissioner, yes.
on a light note. Yes, Mrs. Kakane.
Thank you, Chair. Just to be clear, that two things. One is that I only engaged Mr. Nkosi this morning about the issue of the postponement. Mr. Malachi appeared last, and his appearance is not a new appearance. It was on pointed questions, which I think with the evidence, it will be clear that what is being requested are not issues that would help or supplement the answer there too. But in any event, the issue of the bundle that was given to him, it was given on the 28th, which was the Tuesday. The bundle that was used in his last testimony. Then in respect of the documents, the additional documents, I'll itemize what they are briefly, which was communicated yesterday with Mr. Nkosi by the attorneys. It was essentially the the additional transcripts, and those additional transcripts are in the majority his testimony,
Whose testimony?
Mr. Malachi's testimony, extracts of Mr. Piri's testimony, and even there, I'm relying on a very narrow point, and that narrow point is on the issue of the instructions that there is some dispute about having been given to Mr. Malachi. Given by Mr. Malachi. I beg your indulgence. So it's a very narrow point, and then the other issues of documents that my learned friend says they were provided late, for example, the 400 and odd pages with the tender document.
So transcripts is only to Mr. Malachi's and Mr. Piri's?
And Mr. Mnisi.
Mr. Mnisi.
Mr. Mnisi.
And on Mr. Mnisi, what?
It's again a very narrow point.
Which is what?
The point is about the probity report that was that in relation to tender 3, TMPD 3.
A lot was said, especially by Mr. Mnisi, on the probity report. So does what you want to cover relate to all of that, or does it relate to something that's within a narrow ambit?
It's two very narrow points, and maybe one of them will dispose the other. So it's just the issue of Mr. Malachi's presence in a PEC meeting. If he indicates that he was not present, then it disposes of the follow-up questions. That's just on that point. And then the other issue, and again, it was just on his view about the cancellation of that tender, but nothing really turns on it. Then the tender document that is being relied on, it's documents that were part of the initial bundle. So the reference to the tender documents, these are the documents that were already provided on the 20. Yes, that's what Mr. Malachi testified on. And in any event, I do not intend to probe him on them any further that much. So essentially,
I'm sorry. Are you effectively saying you will not be dealing with the tender document at all?
In great detail. I don't want to take that right away, but in great detail, if, for example, there's a dispute about it.
A difficulty I see, if you say not in great detail, is where in that document must Director Malachi and his attorneys focus for their paper? Are you able to zoom in on any particular section of the document or part of the document?
It largely depends on the, well, it's more so about the court order, the appointment of that's one of the focus areas that I have, the appointment of the 22 contractors by a court, but even then it's just another point.
Is that in the tender document itself?
Yes,
is that not, or is it not extraneous to to the tender document? I would have imagined it's extraneous to the tender document.
Yes,
So if your focus is the award through
the court process,
through the court order, that would be something else or something outside of the tender document. So perhaps you then have to direct your colleagues' attention to that part specifically.
Indeed, Chair.
Yeah, I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, Chair. It does. In fact, it would then take away the reliance.
The reliance to,
as I
rather
said,
the complaint about a 418-page tender document.
What the point I was trying to make, Chair, is that this is this file containing not just the tender document. It's various documents which Mr. Malachi has testified on. It's the tender documents, the declarations. We've got the correspondence of 12 March, which he's already testified on. The termination of ad hoc, the letter, that is the letter by Mr. Spies, by Commissioner Spies. And that's essentially what I'm relying on. But he has had sight of those documents even prior
before.
and has testified on it. It's just a matter of rehashing in linking to what his supplementary statement says. So it's nothing really new on that.
Then, aren't there new documents? If there are, can you please identify them and deal with them?
Thank you.
In terms of why, if at all, there isn't going to be prejudice to Director Malachi if we do not postpone.
Sure. The additional document is I think I've addressed it, which is the probity report. I wanted to point him to the BAC, the cancellation of the tender that was Mr. Minister relied on. And then it was on the correspondence between Kobus and and the city about the late payments, which in a sense he has already identified. It may not be an issue that I need to recanvass as well. And then it's the statement of Mr. Piri and the annexures that have to deal with the emails, those emails to him. And Mr. Piri testified, and I would presume that.
Is the focus not going to be on the
instruction.
emails?
It's on the
Less
instruction.
less about the statement
Finance.
itself,
No,
but
no,
more the emails themselves, on which Mr. Piri relies in making the point that I was instructed by Director Malachi.
That's the relevance of Mr. Piri's reference, the statement. The other issues canvassed. The reason also I tend to include the entire statement is that I'm not accused of sort of pulling a page. It's just a matter of a context, to provide context.
And the 1152 documents of last night, what exactly are those? 11:52 p.m. Yeah.
PM.
That close to midnight, and which include a link that Mr. Nkosi could not download.
It's
What are
essentially,
those?
it would appear when I look at it, these documents that I'm referring to, so that I've come to learn about them.
Can you explain why they were given to the other side at 11:52 last night?
Chair, I have some sort of difficulty myself, but it seems that there was some process to redact some of the documents that I advised that was engaged on, but that's as far as I can take the.
Can you again, you say the 1152 documents are part of what you had already referred to just before I specifically referred to documents served at 1152. Can you just focus on the documents served at 1152? What exactly are they? Are you going to be relying on them at all? Are you in a position to forego reliance on them at all? Just what's their nature, and how crucial are they for today's proceedings?
Chair, the one document that is crucial is the probity report, which is essentially, even there, I'm relying on a page of it.
I thought that was sent on Tuesday. Was
No,
given
no,
on
no,
Tuesday
yes,
already.
it was sent
Last night at 11:52. You say you're going to rely on one page.
Just on one
What
page.
what does that page deal with?
It relates to the sitting of Mr. Malachi and his submission of his score sheets in a tender process,
Submission or lack of it?
or lack of it.
Because I'm saying or lack of it because was it Mr. Mnisi.
Mr. Mnisi.
Mr. Mnisi, who said that Director Malachi had not submitted his score sheets, even though he was part of the BEC. Am I correct? Yeah.
So,
Okay.
essentially,
So you say that's one page.
that's one page. Essentially, if his answer,
Oh, is that part of the document that was sent in the form of a link?
yes,
So in the link that could not be downloaded by Mr. Nkosi, you'll be using only one page.
it's the annexures, but essentially it's the annexures to Mr. Piri.
Sorry. You referred, or rather you said that there's a document from which you are going to be relying on only one page.
Yes, that's the
Which
probity.
document is that?
It's the probity report.
Is the probity report?
Correct, which is, and then the emails from Mr. Malachi to Mr. Piri, which were annexed.
That's part of 1152.
Yes.
Part of 11. But the probity report, you say you'll be relying on
Just a page, in fact.
just the one
couple of
pager.
questions. One answer to my question will then not invite follow-up questions. But essentially it turns on one issue.
But of course, you never know what my co-commissioners may require.
Yeah. So,
Which,
yeah.
which may also turn on what Mr. Malachi says.
May I propose this, Chair, to be constructive and also not to be fair to my learned friend. Perhaps I may join him in the indulgence seeking of requesting maybe 30 minutes to peruse through these documents and see what it is that is a problem.
Yeah, I don't think that minutes will be enough if we are inclined to go that route, because Mr. Nkosi and Council will not only want to go through, want to go through the documents, but at the same time also consult with Director Malachi on them. So I don't think 30 minutes will be enough if we choose to go that route. Just a minute. Mr. Skakane, you did not come to a point where you said you were done. We were just discussing the issue you raised or the possibility you raised. We are still going to hear Mr. Nkos, but for not more than 3 minutes, please. Yes, Mr. Skakane.
Chair, thank you. It was truly, I think we're engaged about the adequacy of the time if we were to postpone. I mean, if we were to stand down, if we were to,
Leave that to us. If we do go there, yeah.
If we have to go
please leave that to us.
in any event,
We are still going to hear Mr.
Yes,
Nkosi
in any event,
on the issue.
my question, I would seriously be opposed to postponement. I think in any event, his statement, Mr. Malachi's statement and the annexures I would be able to go through them. And at least for the first part of the day, and then either at lunch, they can then see whether there's anything else.
I was hoping we would be done by lunch, but anyway, anything else, Mrs. Kakan?
We may be done even. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Kakane, in your explanation of the documents, I had Mr. Nkosi refer to a 122-page document with about Spies and Bolhays, and then he said something about a CDR, Tshwane contract analysis, if I'm not mistaken. Have you dealt with that? Is that all in the link? Is that documents given previously? Is it new documents and new as in Tuesday or last night?
So, two points on that one. One is, those are the documents that were provided to Mr. Malachi when he was testifying.
He's had them previously,
He's
from the
seen
previous
them
appearance.
previously.
Okay.
And then they were, in any event, provided by a link on Tuesday at around 3.
But you say when he testified previously, he had been provided with those
Yes, it was
documents
a
already?
statement about the authority of Inspector Piri as he was then.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll be generous. Instead of the 3 minutes I indicated earlier, I'll give you 5. Thank you.
Commissioners, just to start with, while my learned friend was giving submissions to the commissions regarding our application, I managed to download what has been given to us yesterday at night before 12. Commissioner, there's quite important documents that are there. I'm sure you'll recall, Commissioners, that especially these transcripts of Mr. Piri, a person who is working directly with Mr. Malachi. I don't even want to comment on the issue of one page. Commissioners, evidence control itself, we've seen it happening for quite some time. Questions come up as and when the testimony is being given. So for my friend to say on that document which was provided on the last hour that I'm going to use one page, I mean, practically part of it is just impossible. The fact remains...
On transcripts, I think you and Director Malachi should actually consider yourselves fortunate that you were furnished with the transcripts of the testimony of other witnesses. We have countless times here confronted witnesses with what was said by other witnesses on issues that we think of as the witness is testifying, and we will say, but witness ABCD said this and this on this issue. What do you say about that? So I don't think it was even strictly necessary for you to get that transcript.
Commissioners, it's not only the transcript, and it's quite clear that I'm just giving an abrupt response based on what I see now in a minute or two. Fairness dictates that I should be afforded an opportunity. I hear my colleague talks of 30 minutes. That's quite impractical, Commissioners. We will have to read into these documents if one were to make just a
But the transcripts, I believe you had the transcripts from Tuesday already, or not?
no, Commissioner, that's not correct. The transcripts are the documents that were submitted through in a form of a link at 11:52. Yesterday, just before 12 noon, the very same documents that I'm saying I struggled to download because at the same time I was preparing to come here.
But if I understand Mr. Skakane correctly, if we, for example, look at Mr. Mnisi's transcript, he says all that he's going to be dealing with in that regard is what relates to the lack of scoring, if that is true, by Director Malaji when he sat on the BEC. So he sat there, but he did not do any scoring. That's the allegation. So that's something within a narrow ambit, and Mr. Skakane could direct you to that part of the testimony. So that's something within a very narrow ambit. And then regarding, what's the other issue? Major Piri. Regarding his testimony, there again is something within a very narrow ambit, and it relates to whether Director Malaji did give Major Piri an instruction with regard to ad hoc postings. And he says the major focus there is going to be on emails and email trail. And I said to you earlier that you can read those emails within in less than a minute. So there again is something that's within a very narrow ambit. That's how I understand Mr. Skakane.
Commissioners,
So on both issues, I think he can actually even assist and direct you exactly where you should look on those transcripts. Anything else?
Commissioner, it's quite common that much as my learned friend is saying is going to use, it's his case. I want to read the whole document. I want to get the gist of what is being given there.
As I said to you, you are very fortunate that you got the transcripts anyway. Ordinarily, witnesses are confronted with what other witnesses said without any transcript having been given to those witnesses.
Commissioner, on those documents, there's even a bundle, statement of bundle, annexures that were submitted by Piri, and it has been a common...
The 5 minutes is up. Should I give
Just
you
the
what?
last one, Commissioner.
Yes,
it has been
please.
common point that Mr. Piri has been working with Mr. Malachi quite a number of times. There's quite voluminous bundles that are talking about that information, and information which we have not even perused at this stage or not. It's just not doable, Commissioners, that we can just have 30 minutes, an hour or so to look into
Can
a
that
specific
be
document.
addressed by filing a supplementary affidavit that you may be minded to file based on what will be traversed with Director Malachi?
Our main aim was to replace that supplementary after having gone through what we're looking for in this quite a number of documents that were sent to us, and file this supplementary statement afresh. And in that way we would have afforded...
I'm talking about a supplementary affidavit that will be addressing whatever you may feel was not sufficiently addressed as Director Piri is testifying. That's the supplementary I'm talking about.
I'm noting that, Commissioners, but the fact remains he would have testified by that time. He would have not been got a chance to get a proper advice after we have gone through what the evidence leaders are going to use in this matter. That's all I'm asking.
Mrs. Nkosi, these are not court proceedings. So you should not necessarily expect what you would ordinarily get in a court process. We try as far as possible to be fair to witnesses. And my feeling, our feeling, is that whatever unfairness may be visited upon Director Phiri will, in my view, be sufficiently addressed by whatever you may say by way of a supplement, depending on what will come out during his testimony. Also, you have the right to re-examine, but I know you will say I will not be able to re-examine sufficiently if I have not read the documents at leisure and according to the sort of comfort that that is you, would have wanted.
100%.
So but I still say, you do have the right to re-examine, and maybe by the time that comes, there is the opportunity to re-examine, you will have had a bit of time to rush through the documents. But the main point is that you will have an opportunity to prepare a supplementary affidavit with Director Malachi and address whatever shortcomings you feel there may be during his testimony.
Commissioner, I've noted.
I think we should close the debate now.
Yeah, just the
We
last
cannot-
point.
we
I
cannot
noted
go
that,
on and
Commissioner,
on.
but
Yes.
correctly as you are saying, there won't be sufficient time, even if I were to be afforded that re-examination. Why don't we shorten this process and avoid even giving further documents or supplementary statement and come at once when everything, there won't be any complaints. But those are my submissions, Commissioner.
Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you very
intend to
much.
spend more time
You
on
see,
that. I'm going to
you've-
respect the decision of the Commissioner.
You've taken up about a minute of your time. I wanted to give you an hour to look at the documents.
As it is.
May we adjourn and resume? Just a minute. The application for a postponement is refused. Director Malachi is afforded an opportunity to go through whatever documents he wishes to between now and 11:30. Let's adjourn and resume at 11:30.